This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Things are flying by. I don't know what it was. Some kind of black thing, like say probably shingles.
It sounded kind of like they say a train.
Another stormy night leaves a path of destruction, flooding, and residents cleaning up, with impacts felt right across southern Manitoba. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We have you covered on multiple fronts tonight, from more overland flooding in the Parkland to the cleanup from flash flooding in Westman and thunderstorms that damaged homes and downed trees in parts of Winnipeg. We begin our coverage with the CBC's Gavin Axelrod in White Ridge. That's where some are questioning whether or not a tornado touched down in the neighborhood. Gavin, what are you hearing from people there?
Yes, Riley, well, this is not something you see every day, and it's probably, for a lot of people, not something they expected to see ever. And as you can see behind me, the cleanup is underway here in White Ridge after a vicious storm pounded Winnipeg Monday night. It left roofs destroyed, parts of them ripped off, sprawling shingles everywhere on streets and glass and things like that. And all day we've been speaking to people in this area. We've heard some shock, a little bit of stress, some frustration as people sort to sort through what went on here and sort of what happened. And we've just been speaking to people all day in this area, and people are starting to clean up everything like that. And for some people, they're just glad that the situation here wasn't worse.
Jay Smith takes stock of the damage at his home in White Ridge.
That came from over there, from that house.
This shed
right here. Shed here, yeah. Like, we used to have a fence there, fence here, and that shed came from that house over there.
On Monday night, a vicious storm ripped through Winnipeg. This video taken from the dash camera of a car. In the southwest area of the city, shingles were ripped from roofs, trees pulled from the ground, and a house was left partially collapsed.
I feel very sorry for the folks that got hit by that, and just, pray that they can get back on their feet.
Things are flying by. I don't know what it was. Some kind of black thing, like say probably shingles. And then when you see the damage like this, you thought, wow.
It sounded kind of like they say a train, like a, kind of thing. Yeah, it was crazy. And the house shook.
Like tornado coming, and up all the roof. And couple's neighbors, same one. And yeah, not nice, It's not good news for us.
Environment Canada is investigating whether the damage was caused by straight-line wind or a tornado. John Hanasak is a professor of atmospheric science at the University of Manitoba. He also works with the Ontario-based Northern Tornadoes Project.
So last night there was a line of storms that went through the city. As everybody probably knows, late last night. And it's sometimes these linear sort of storms can actually produce small tornadoes that we likely saw last night here.
He says they'll use a drone to assess the damage and see how extensive it was.
Really uncommon. It's very localized, but it can happen. It's more rare for parts of the prairies to see this kind of thing in a major city.
Now the cleanup begins as people here try to make sense of what happened and start to rebuild.
And so as of this morning, the city of Winnipeg tells us that they had more than 100 reports of downed or damaged trees. And again, a lot of people here in the White Ridge neighborhood expressing to us that they're glad things here didn't end up worse. Riley.
Thanks, Gavin. The CBC's Gavin Axelrod in White Ridge. Now, that same system that brought those thunderstorms is bringing more heavy rainfall to western Manitoba, and some communities still recovering from overland flooding just 3 weeks ago are once again battling rising water. The CBC's Josh Crabb is in studio with more on this story. Now, Josh, you've been speaking with people in the Swan Valley. How are they coping with another round of rain?
Riley, the Reeve for the municipality of Minnetonka's Boissevain tells CBC the situation is changing minute by minute. While it's not the same kind of flash flooding the area got earlier this month, volunteers have been busy helping people sandbag properties, and the municipality has been dealing with several road closures. There are numerous highway closures in and around Minnetonka's, Boissevain and Swan River. People are being asked to reduce their water usage because sewer systems are at capacity and there's a risk of backups in basements. The area's Reeve says crews have been cutting some roads to allow water to flow, but he's not sure if they're gaining or losing ground at this point. Peter Fleming lives in Minnetonka's. He says it's been a challenging month dealing with all this flooding.
There are some people here that are almost in denial. It'll never happen again. It's, we just had that 3 weeks ago. It's a once in a lifetime thing. Well, holy man, it's here, it's back, and it's back with vengeance.
Now, Josh, the highway closures in the area are, I guess, causing quite a problem now, aren't they?
That's right, Riley. In fact, Highway 10 was closed southeast of Minitonas, which has some people worried they'll be left cut off from the outside world. During the previous flood, there was access to get to Dauphin, but now that route is closed, and Highway 10 is still closed to Swan River from the previous flood. There were detours in effect as of Tuesday afternoon. Farther north, Highway 10 just south of Mafeking was covered in rushing water and debris as Caitlin Fedora and her colleagues were trying to get home to Swan River from work in Sapataway Cree Nation. They left their vehicle and got help crossing to get a ride on the other side of the flooded highway.
I am actually thankful. I have grandparents and other relatives that live in Mafeking, so I left my vehicle there. I personally could have just stayed there, but I didn't have any medications or anything like that to be able to stay for who knows how long.
The province says non-essential travel in flooded areas of western Manitoba should be avoided. Officials say people need to be cautious around waterways, and they say people shouldn't cross flooded highways. Riley.
Thanks, Josh. The CBC's Josh Crabb in studio. Further south, parts of Westman are also in cleanup mode tonight after 2 months' worth of rain fell in one day, prompting states of emergency in several municipalities. The CBC's Chelsea Kemp continues our coverage from Boissevain.
Squeezing out the last remnants of water left in his girlfriend's basement, Paul Vasile says the last 24 hours have been a whirlwind. Monday night, her home flooded with about a foot of water, along with many others in Boissevain.
Honestly, looking down the stairs felt like a scene out of Titanic. There was furniture floating around, my carpet cleaner was floating around. It was just a mess.
The home's yard is still full of water, lasting evidence of a torrential downpour, more than 150 millimeters. Vasile Street was covered with water, deep enough for kids to swim in, and water is still being removed from basements and yards. At Stead's Farm Supply, the water came in fast and furious, covering the streets around town and flowing onto the shop's floor. Dave Stead says while the damage was minimal, they've spent all day cleaning and vacuuming up water and debris.
If we'd have had another couple of inches, then we would have had thousands of dollars worth of feed in the back that would have been wrecked. But luckily, it didn't go above a couple of inches and the pallets kept it dry. So it could have been a lot worse, yeah.
Boissevain Morton Mayor Judy Swanson says everyone in town has been affected, along with about 70% of roads south of town that have water on or over the road. The municipality has declared a local state of emergency to deal with the aftermath and cleanup.
We decided that it was in our best interest if we needed extra equipment for the roads in the rural. It may mean there might be some help financially for people that don't have enough insurance to cover. We're not sure, but we'll do whatever we can to try to help.
For now, Vasile says they're focused on picking up the pieces.
There's still about an inch in most spots in the basement. We've been sucking it out with shop vacs. I think through the night it started to drain, thankfully.
Canada Day celebrations have been canceled. Instead, people here will focus on recovery. Chelsea Kemp, CBC News, Boissevain.
All right, let's bring in CBC meteorologist Colette Kennedy now. And Colette, it's not just how much rain fell in some of these communities, but so much rain falling over quite a large part of the province.
Thanks, Riley. Yes, some really impressive and enormous rainfall totals. And I say totals, but really, in this case, we're talking about the rain from yesterday, but some of these numbers coming from earlier in the day today, so not even adding in what happened as we move through the day. So Boissevain looking at 152 millimeters of rainfall there. Deloraine, 130. Minto, 113. Neepawa and Plumas at 101, and even River Rivers at 100 millimeters of rainfall. So you can understand why the ground is just saturated and cannot absorb anymore with some of these torrential downpours. So it's still that orange level rainfall warning, although the amounts left are lesser now. We're looking at an additional 5 to 10 or 15 millimeters in most cases there. There's that spin counterclockwise around the area of low pressure. It's not only bringing the rain, you see it through Dauphin, which, by the way, over 50 millimeters there and stretching across the Inner Lakes region, but it's also driving the winds and the very breezy conditions we've been experiencing through the day here, especially this evening into Winnipeg. Tonight, chance for a little bit of smoke in our skies too as those winds change direction. We're looking at 17 degrees in the early overnight hours and then dipping down to 16. And how about for tomorrow? How are things looking for your Canada Day? Well, in the afternoon, 24, a chance for some scattered showers or thunderstorms. It will be feeling closer to 29, and into the evening hours, fireworks hopefully drying back out, and the temperature around 10 will be right around 19 degrees.
All right, thank you so much, Colette. Still ahead, community organizations critical of a crackdown on open drug use meet with the Winnipeg Police Service. More on their concerns and the response from the police chief when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back. It has been nearly a week since police began increasing patrols in areas of the city affected by open drug use and trafficking. Community groups critical of the approach met with police yesterday on better solutions going forward. The CBC's Rosanna Hempel reports.
A new police cruiser dedicated to improving relationships with the Indigenous community. Jean Bowers is chief of police.
It was born from a desire to ensure Indigenous voices from within our organization and the community are heard.
Tuesday's announcement comes on the heels of a different announcement last week about 10 days of police enforcement on open drug use in Winnipeg, including the downtown core. The approach has drawn criticism and frustration from some community groups serving some of the city's most vulnerable. Organizations met with police on Monday. Jackie Anderson with Ganaganijik says it was productive and respectful.
I mean, it was recognized that perhaps the frontline officers that are on the street may need a little bit more training in regards to, the trauma that our relatives are experiencing. Right now, it seems that the victims are being targeted, but what about those that are bringing the drug?
The police chief says crews have already adjusted where they're doing the sweeps. Bauer says patrols have moved away from areas offering services to people experiencing addictions and homelessness. Dr. Marcia Anderson with the University of Manitoba's Faculty of Health Sciences is pleased police were open to feedback, given the risks of HIV and overdoses to people who use drugs.
We want to ensure that the harm reduction supplies continue to be provided and that people can access the places where harm reduction supplies are distributed.
Chief Bowers says the increased patrols on open drug use end Friday. Next, they'll evaluate to figure out next steps.
How can we keep people safe, right? How can people feel safe to come downtown or in different areas? How do we keep, disposable like needles off the buses and all those types of things out of parks? And so how can we work together?
He says that will mean ongoing dialogue with the community. Rosanna Hempel, CBC News, Winnipeg.
A Winnipeg police officer has been convicted of stealing cannabis from a drug scene. Jonathan Civic was found guilty of breach of trust, obstructing an officer, and unlawfully entering to commit theft. Civic was charged in the 2022 incident alongside disgraced officer Elston Bostock, who is now in prison for that and other offenses. The pair had been asked to guard a drug scene at an Airbnb while police got a warrant. Instead, they went inside the suite and took cannabis from a bag. Police later noticed that bag had been moved. Court heard Civic has been on administrative leave without pay since his arrest. He's expected to be sentenced later this year. A provincial court judge has denied bail for a Rivers teen accused of planning a school attack. The 14-year-old has been in custody since his arrest on March 16th. He faces charges of conspiracy to commit murder and counseling the offense of murder. Police allege he and another teen in Nova Scotia plan to attack their schools at the same time, Rivers Collegiate and Parkview Education Centre. The teen asked to be released and placed into the care of a responsible person. However, the judge today denied that request. His case will be back in court on August the 28th. Today was the first day councillor candidates could register for this fall's Winnipeg Civic election. 3 outgoing councillors were there to endorse the people they hope will replace them. The CBC's Cameron McLean brings us more from City Hall.
The race for Winnipeg's 15 council seats is officially on, and some outgoing council members were on hand to pass the baton.
I've very much enjoyed the last 16 years being a school trustee and serving the people, but I think it's time to move up to a different level.
St. Vitel's Brian Mays has endorsed Louis Riel school trustee Chris Sigurdsson to replace him. In Waverly West, Janice Lukes is backing consultant and community advocate Nafia Nasso. She says poverty, safety, and recreation are major priorities.
This city and the community has given so much to me, and I felt like it's the right time for me to step up and pay it forward to the community.
John Orlico is endorsing his longtime assistant Georgina Sebeski in River Heights, Fort Garry.
I love helping people, picking up the phone, seeing what they're thinking, and seeing what they want to see in their community, and then making it happen.
In other races, incumbents will have to face off challengers. One of the busiest races so far is in St. Boniface. Restaurant owner Nicholas Duclius is going up against current councillor Matt Allard for the second time.
Over the last 4 years, nothing's changed and nothing's gotten better. And in fact, things have gotten worse.
Robin Vild, another St. Boniface candidate, says the ward has lost amenities.
Quite frankly, I've only seen it getting worse during that time, and I decided it was time for somebody else to get involved, and who better than me?
Over in Transcona, Chris Giesbrecht is looking to take the seat currently held by Russ Wyatt, who is facing criminal charges.
I think in this race, a candidate who is maybe not so much in the news will stand out.
Candidates have until September 22nd to file their nomination papers, the final step to getting their names on the ballot on October 28th. Cameron McLean, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Time for a full check on our Manitoba weather forecast now with meteorologist Colette Kennedy. And Colette, after the unsettled weather that we've had, I think there's many Manitobans who are really hoping for some hot, dry weather instead.
Thanks, Riley. Well, the big picture across the nation as we're moving into the Canada Day holiday is the heat dome. It is stateside, but the impact it's having on the Great Lakes region, where some of the humidex values in the mid-40s. We do have, with this area of low pressure, this area where the temperatures are a little cooler and more reasonable, but further north there have been heat warnings too around Yellowknife, with temperatures high, temperatures around 30 degrees or so or close to. So this pattern is going to carry on for several days with that heat dome further east. Luckily, this is a slow mover, this area of low pressure that's been bringing the heavy rains in here and the flooding concerns, but it's finally going to start to slowly move eastward and break down somewhat, but it keeps the rain with it as it's moving along. So also kicking up some of the winds, and we've been seeing some of those wind gusts over 70 kilometers per hour. So later on tonight, still towards Barons River and pushing northward, we've got some rainfall. Dauphin, you still have some of that wet weather through there. You can understand why that rainfall warning I was showing earlier in the show is still in play. And here it is, such a slow mover as it goes through. It keeps on spinning counterclockwise, taking some of that heavier rain, though, and pushing it a little bit further to the northeast. And then the clouds left behind as we move through Thursday. A few spotty showers. I put a slight chance in the forecast for Winnipeg. And then as we move into Thursday, we get some breaks before some overnight rain and thunderstorms will come back into some of those vulnerable areas. So looking at what's left with this area of low pressure right now, you can see some of the areas of most concern are lower amounts now. Thankfully, Barons River, though, Grand Rapids, 20 millimeters or more. That potential is there. And a little further north, and getting some heavier rains moving through as well. The winds that are still strong tonight and gusting over 50 kilometers per hour, those begin to come down and reset as we move into Canada Day. So that's going to help out a little bit, especially with fireworks plans in the evening. You don't want to have any of those winds kicking up. Looking in general like a nice day, other than some of those scattered showers and thunderstorms bubbling up. 24 degrees for your high Thursday and Friday. That chance of showers in the forecast in there for Friday and into Saturday as well. But maybe you're noticing something here. Is the heat building? Yes. As we go into the end of the weekend and the beginning of next week, those temperatures not only climbing, but add about 5 to that to get your humidex values, so we'll have some more humidity in here as well.
All right, thank you, Colette.
I'm Santiago Arias Orozco in Barren Lands First Nation, where this community is celebrating the opening of a new grocery store. Now, accessing food here almost 1,000 kilometers north of Winnipeg has always been a challenge. They're hoping this business will help change that. That and more coming up after the break.
A remote northern Manitoba First Nation is celebrating the opening of its very own local grocery store. It is one of 2 projects in barren lands where people say they have struggled with food accessibility for decades. The CBC's Santiago Arias Orozco traveled to the community for the ribbon cutting.
It's a heavy task which also weighs down on Gertie Thomas's pocket. A weekly trip to the only grocery store used to cost around $300 each time.
But I had no choice to get them. I had to buy them.
Now, the same card costs only $185 as Barren Lands opened its own grocery store on Monday.
For this remote flying First Nation, almost 1,000 kilometers north of Winnipeg, accessing food is a challenge. People living here say it comes with limited options, high prices, and sometimes long commutes out of the community.
Fully owned and operated by the First Nation, an idea built without provincial or federal funding to locally control food prices. Gilbert Crate was the first customer to cash in.
$3 for one pop. This is $1.29 here. So we're very happy that things are a little cheap, help with the community.
Until now, the community only had a northern store. Still, Chief Michael Sewap says many would rather travel out of the First Nation to buy food because it was cheaper.
It was important for us to do this for our younger generation that's going to be growing up, so knowing to have something in place for them.
Barren Lands is now also the owner of a new 12-unit motel. This former wildlife guide says that will open doors for local tourism. Before, visitors would land close to the First Nation but leave for lodges hours away. Now, they have a place to stay.
Work is very scarce. If positions are filled, there's almost nowhere for them to turn to. So bringing tourism over here would be a big plus.
27 jobs have already been created, most of them at the grocery store.
It's really beautiful because it's our people's store. And we're all family here.
New projects that for this community are more than just buildings. Santiago Arias Orozco, CBC News, Barren Lands First Nation.
And that's all the time we have for you on this Tuesday. With Canada Day tomorrow, we will not be here with you. Instead, CBC will have special Canada Day programming on the go all day long. So I'll see you again on Thursday. Have a great night.